What up, guys? Any tier guild forever going to be reacting to. Hold up, let me move this aside a little bit more. There we go. So, going to not reacting review for Muv-Luv Alternative Episode 2. Now, before we get into the review, make sure you hit that like button, comment, hit the sub button if you haven't already subbed, and make sure to watch my video. This video right here, the video on YouTube. Watch this video all the way through to the end. And if you don't want to do that, watch as much as you can. Again, this is so I can finally be monetized on YouTube. We got 1,000 subs. We just need, we need the watch time. That's the one thing it's missing. So if you guys can help me out with that, it would mean a lot if you could do that for me. Okay? So but if all else, if you can do those 4 things for me, but if anything else, man, at anything else at the bare minimum, before you click off this video, before you just click away from this video, hit that like button. If you can at least leave a like before you exit the video, hey, I'm cool with that. If you can at least leave me that. So, let's get into the review. We met our main character, and it seems like we're finally entering the main part of the story for Muv-Luv Alternative. The main character's name is Shirogane. I think it's Shirogane Takeru. I don't know why, but when I think of the name Takeru, I think of the kid from Digimon. Speaking of which, I need to get to Ghost Game. I need to get that one out there as well. So I gotta make sure I record that and all that good stuff. So yeah, right now we're pretty much getting to the main core. It's been a long time since I read the manga, so I don't remember a whole lot of it, so please excuse me if there's things that I don't remember here and there. It's been a long time. The main character comes from a different part of Japan. He comes from a world where there's no such things as betas. They're not around. It's basically the world that we have today. The only conflict we have is among each other's nations. That's pretty much it. As well as certain other things like diseases, stuff like that. And the I'm not going to mention if you guys, it's the cough. But I don't want to put that in anyone's mind. So please disregard that completely. But yeah, so, and now he's in this world where betas do exist, and they use these things called, I don't know what they're called specifically. They did mention a name, but I forgot. They're mechs. Essentially, they're mechs. And he's training in order to graduate from school, from this training as soon as possible and become a proper pilot. Because right now he's just a cadet. He needs to go through the proper training in order to be able to be a certified pilot. Considering the fact that our main character is someone that came from the future, except he traveled back in time in order to prevent the outcome, which is alternative 5. He's trying to prevent that outcome, and the only thing he can think of is basically graduate as soon as possible and then gain a lot of influence to where we can make alternative 4 happen. Because if alternative 4 can happen instead of alternative 5, that means the future where only a handful of people can go to a new planet, while everyone else is just stuck on Earth, forced to deal with these monsters and pretty much waiting to die at that point. So he's trying to make sure that outcome doesn't happen, not only for himself, but for everyone else on Earth. That way, everyone on Earth can still remain on Earth safely and take out the betas. Because that's ultimately Alternative 5. Alternative 5 is a failsafe from what I can gather. It's basically, they failed. They couldn't take care of the beta, so all they could do is leave Earth, find another planet that can sustain their life, the resources, oxygen, everything they need to survive. So they abandoned the planet, going to somewhere else later on, because yeah, they can't use this planet anymore. It's just completely infested with these monsters, these aliens. And honestly, not trying to creep anyone out, but with how we use up our pollution and oil and stuff here on Earth, we're literally just like milking whatever we can off the Earth, and eventually this planet is not going to be able to sustain itself. But all I'm just saying, whenever that happens, hope I'm no longer alive. That way, hey, humans later on in the future, you deal with that. Whether that be 100 years from now, 200 years from now, hey, that's your problem, not mine. So that's what I have to say. But yeah, anyway, continuing. So yeah, they're trying to abandon that in order to, being able to find a more safer, more ideal place to live as humans. The thing that sucks is only a few thousand were able to escape, while a few thousand is not a lot at all. I mean, I guess you can say that's enough to populate another planet and then continue existing in life there. But for everyone else on the planet, yeah, that ain't enough. And what I mean by everyone else, I mean like the other billions of people on this planet. Because I think there's like, the human population is a grand total of 7 point something billion, right? Like 7 billion something humans live on the Earth, and the number only continues to increase as birth rates increase as well. So yeah, we're populating this planet. So that's pretty much the situation. He came from the future. Again, guys, I'm sorry it's a little late, but yeah, he came from the future, going forward into he came from the future, returned to the past in order to prevent that outcome, in order to have a better life for himself and every other human that doesn't need to go through this horrible plan of basically abandoning humanity, and only, well, not necessarily abandoning humanity, but abandoning a large part of humanity, only to have a certain handful escape, with the idea, I'm assuming, of repopulating on a different planet. That's pretty much the method and what it is, allowing humans to continue to exist and moving forward. But yeah, no one wants to go through that, because let's be honest, all the soldiers would basically remain here on Earth taking care of these monsters, left for dead pretty much. Maybe a few handful of special elites, or people worthy enough to survive, will probably be carried over to the ship. But yeah, I'm sure government, Republicans, important figures, anyone that makes 6 figures basically has a guaranteed spot on that shuttle. But yeah, let's not make that future happen, because that is, that is a future nobody wants, trust me. But either way, now the main character is here with his flock of harem. Apparently, he has a harem going on. He's like the only guy character there. So clearly, this is going to be a harem. Obviously, we've seen most of the female characters. We're just missing one, right? Completely forgot her name, but I'm sure we'll be informed of her in due time. But yeah, other than that, that was a pretty good episode. It was nice finally getting into the main story. But there's one thing that really actually bugs me when I saw this second episode. This woman, I forgot her name, but she's apparently, Takeru recognizes her as a teacher. With that being said, why did she look ominous in his memories that flashed before him in his mind? Why did he had some very, concerning, ominous imagery of her in his head? It makes me think this teacher may not be all she cracks up to be. Or maybe it's not necessarily that. Maybe later on in the future she becomes twisted, corrupted, or downright just wrong. Maybe she is the one that ends up wanting to Alternative 5 to succeed. Maybe not right now, but later in the future. Either way, man, this guy has a lot of work to do, and if he wants to make sure he survives, as well as his 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 harem to survive, you gotta graduate with top marks and make sure you actually take care of these son of a guns. You and your group have to do what it takes in order to survive, and making sure alternative 4 succeeds. As of right now, I don't know what that is. I can only make a few guesses here and there, probably to make sure the cadets that become pilots succeed in controlling, if not beating, but at the bare minimum controlling the massive amount of betas that are swarming the earth. That's what I feel like their overall objective, or his objective should be. Not necessarily to... Damn, I gotta stop yawning when I do... I notice I always yawn when I do reviews. It's annoying. I never yawn when I'm reacting, but I always yawn when I'm doing reviews. I wonder why. But yeah. So that's basically the objective of the matter. It's just that... I don't know. I have a good feeling that alternative 5 is still gonna happen. As for what alternative 4 is probably something wishful thinking, like humanity winning back their planet or something like that. But hey, no one wants to abandon their own planet if they don't have to. If they don't have to, they won't. But hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, man, and that is survive. But yeah, other than that, guys, that's basically it. Hopefully you enjoyed the reaction, and remember, like this video, really helps out a lot. Closing, hashtag prevent alternative 5. That's the hashtag for this video. So hashtag prevent alternative 5 in the comment section down below. If you made it all the way through to this video right here, if you made it all the way from the beginning to this point, then hashtag that to let me know. But anyway, guys, that's it for me. Peace. I'm out.